Hey, AfterBuzz TV fans, join us now for episode 9, the winter finale of How to Get Away with Murder.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Man, things went down. I'm still in a state of shock, but this is the after show. We're going to talk about it, people. We're going to get through this together. Full panel tonight for the winter finale.
I think we're all a little seasick.
I need to go throw up in the corner.
Yeah.
Just
No words.
get through. But yeah, full panel. April, start us off. Where can I find you?
I've kind of forgotten my
Who
name.
I am, forgotten who I am and why I live.
Reality.
I think my name is Les or something. No, sorry. Y'all can find me everywhere at April Whisenhant.
Hey, you guys can find me at Owen with Omari on Twitter and IG.
Hey guys, you can find me at Sterling Kate.
And you guys can find me at Hey John Blake.
All right.
Deep breath.
Let's take a collective sigh and just get going.
Yeah.
So
Really
we lost Wes. I mean, I for one, aside from the initial hurt, the pain of losing Wes just as a character, I feel betrayed by the show a little bit.
Yeah.
Shonda, she definitely played us.
Shonda.
Yeah.
She
They tricked us good.
She
she
got
got
us.
me. She got me.
You liar. You're a liar.
Yeah, I mean, I'll have to re-watch the episodes. I mean, now that we have a winter break, we'll have time to kind of go through and really see what they did there. Because
Yeah.
I mean, we all thought that they had shown Wes to be one of the survivors. They'd promised
Right.
Yeah.
that
Right.
they were gonna release someone
Every
who was
week.
not every week.
The only way she can get out of that is if they reveal someone else in that same episode. So
Right.
if they showed Wes and
Yeah, I want
somebody
to
else.
rewatch that episode. And the
But if
only,
they don't, then
yeah. Oh man,
then,
I'm coming
yeah.
for you, Shonda.
There's something about me, or in my mind, that makes me think that they did show someone. Because remember, last week or the week before, I was like, oh, they revealed Wes as innocent or as there.
Right.
And
Yeah.
it was shocking to me.
We
didn't
did
really
talk about
remember
that scene when he's in the investigation room. We didn't really know when that was in the timeline. Obviously, it was before the house burned down, as they
Right.
confirmed.
Clearly.
I
But
still have so many questions about the timeline.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
because so many things happened in such a short amount of time.
They need to
Because we
make-
know
yeah.
Nate was in the house too that
Right.
same night, and we know obviously Wes was and Laurel.
And
So
someone
and maybe
else.
Frank.
Somebody
so.
else was in the house.
Yeah.
yeah,
So there's
crazy.
just a lot of unanswered questions still.
I know.
well, the thing we
Unless-
know is that Wes was obviously at the courthouse during the day. And we've been thinking all season that he was going to be the informant or that's what he was informing them about, was
Right.
this potential murder or the fire or whatever. But no, it was actually about Rebecca. So that's a big piece of
Right.
evidence. Obviously, someone is setting this up. Probably the same person who killed Wes, or multiple people that got together. Maybe he wasn't the person that was intended to be killed originally, but I
Right.
don't know. I mean,
Yeah, because we thought that Wes was being questioned at night when all this was happening, but it was obviously
day.
during the day when their midterms had just been released or whatever. And it's still suspicious because the assistant DA got a call that he was coming down there. So I still think she might be involved somehow. You know what I
Who,
mean?
Atwood?
Because she was keeping tabs on
no,
Wes.
I mean,
and
I wonder if she's gonna be in. I mean, it was so awesome to have her in the
Yes.
studio a few weeks ago to kind of hear about it, her experience. I wonder if she's gonna be in the next few episodes. I mean,
I feel like she's
seems
got to
like
be.
it,
Yeah.
Yeah.
she's a huge suspect now, for me at least.
Right.
In the murder of Wes?
In
Well, just like
everything.
in
It's
general.
having to
She's just
do
a
with
suspect,
something.
shady character.
And taking down Annalise
Yeah.
behind that.
when she was in, she
Right.
said they kind of left her character to where she could be coming back. And so I think it's a definite at this point.
Yeah.
But we got to think about it. Whenever she knew that Wes was coming in, because remember when she said to Nate, trust me, we're not investigating Annalise. They were investigating Wes because of the murder of
Rebecca.
Rebecca,
The
or
Mahoney.
looking into him at the time,
Right.
not necessarily completely investigating her, but obviously whenever he got there, Annalise was their main focus, because that's who they were offering him immunity against in this
Right.
murder for Rebecca, because
Yeah.
she's, like the detective said, the first person we look at is the boyfriend, and you were her boyfriend. But this tells us a lot, because Frank is normally very, very careful. I mean, we see how when he kills that one guy, what he does, the car crash and everything,
Right.
to cover it up. So
To just bury
Frank
it
to
in the
just
woods.
drops a body
Right.
in the woods is pretty. I think like he did that
Uncharacteristic.
thinking, oh, let me do this just in case.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
In case what?
Just in case like I need an out, just in case somebody is going to try to
Oh,
get to
okay.
me. And it makes me think like with Bonnie in that scene where she told him,
Yeah.
Who is
I
going-
totally think that Frank
Yeah.
gave them the tip about Rebecca's body being
Yeah.
in the woods, since he
For
knows
sure.
about
Yeah.
it.
He's the only one who knows where it is.
Right.
Well,
It's not like all of a sudden, oh my God, we found this
Yeah,
body.
'cause I was
It's
just
like,
gonna
hey,
say,
we
like,
got
he's
a call.
searching
There's
the
a body
woods.
in the
Right,
woods.
exactly.
Although
Yeah.
there are a lot of bodies on this show.
Yeah, and
True.
there's probably a lot of bodies surrounding Annalise's house. So.
but he had full reason to because of the scene with Bonnie when she's like, I just want you to take the fall. And he's like,
Fuck that.
what?
So why would Frank
know
give that
about that,
tip
yeah.
though? Why do you
No.
think he would give the tip about Rebecca's body?
Almost like to scare them and be like,
Ooh,
okay, y'all
so
are
you
going to
think-
try and
you
make
think
turn y'all are
Frank
going to try and
did the
turn
tip
me
then?
in. That's the only person that we know of that knows where Rebecca's body is.
I
Bonnie
mean-
killed her, but Frank did away with it.
He was ready to like kill himself, but now all of a sudden he like doesn't want to take the fall for them. So
Yeah,
like where
that's-
did this switch come off? Now he wants to like live a nice, full, happy life, but before he
Totally.
was
I mean,
ready to,
that's
like,
that's
just
what I was. I mean,
off himself.
thinking throughout the episode that he was going like because he got so close to committing suicide when Bonnie went to him and just said like if like you were already at this place, you want the best things for all of us. Like
Right.
why wouldn't you just do it then? I mean, obviously a tall ask,
Yeah.
but you know
So
he
let's
was
kill him.
there.
If he pins Rebecca on Annalise, then Bonnie's in the clear.
Yeah. And he wanted,
Right?
whenever he was
Yeah.
saying the stuff to Annalise, he wanted to do that to commit suicide to make her feel better. He doesn't care. I mean, sure, he cares about them, but he doesn't want to take the bullet for all these other little kids that he didn't even do the murders that they're, or wasn't even
Right.
involved or didn't actually kill the people that he would be taking the fall for. So he wanted to take it for Annalise, but not necessarily for everyone. Now, obviously, still some sort of like change happened in his mind because I don't know.
Well, let's if we could pull up the live chat. I'm sure you guys are going nuts
Chiming
over
in,
there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
here
I
we
know
go.
what
you
This
guys
is
are
what you
thinking.
guys are saying.
Because I mean, it's so crazy right now. I mean, I like he obviously went 0 to 60, Frank,
Yeah.
and now I mean he's sort of a big suspect in my mind for killing Wes.
Frank?
Frank.
Yeah. I think he is
Yeah.
the one that
Especially
set off the
if
explosion, for
you know
sure.
with this whole world love triangle situation.
I want
a
to
good
know what Nate was doing in the house.
Right.
Like if he just left or if he set something up.
But yeah, also Nate saw a bunch of stuff. I mean, he saw the files like in the fireplace. He saw the smashed computer, like the murder weapon for Sam. I don't think he put that together, but
Yeah.
it was there.
Yeah.
But what reason would Nate have for doing anything?
Hold up. Breon J, y'all cried like a baby. Total shock. True story.
Yeah, we
I
did
wanna
too.
cry right now.
They
Yeah.
said, you said How to Get Away with Murder that Wes wasn't gonna die.
They didn't say he wasn't going
Fair
to die.
enough. Clearly.
They
But-
made us believe
and-
that
They
he
made it-
wasn't
yeah, they
going
made
And
us
we
to
believe.
are
die.
all fools. They said at the beginning of the season, it is going to
Yeah.
be a major, major character. Nate is
But
a
they
major
also
character. He's not
said
a
that
major
they'd
character.
reveal someone didn't die. And the only thing I can think of is just remembering back to that episode. They showed Frank, I think, right before, and I guess maybe that I'll have to take a look at the timeline. Maybe that was them like after the fact. And so when they showed like Wes afterwards,
Yeah.
you would think it's like the last person that you saw.
Is there any way?
Mev Witt, I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. I can't. He or she just said Mrs.
Whoa.
Mahoney killed Wes. That kind of went through my
Whoa.
mind for a second because I'm
Mev.
like,
Right,
who
maybe.
has
That's crazy.
She
The
kept
motive.
looking
I like
at.
it.
She kept looking at him like. You
She's gonna
know,
get you.
obviously
Yeah.
she could have been looking at him just because he was the person that was testifying against her son, but she also has
True.
some major motive. Now, so does everyone else.
And we know
Yeah.
about the Mahonies. Like, they're
Right.
not above
I
throwing
could-
people
Blowing
under the
stuff
bus.
up.
I
Yeah.
could definitely see it being related to that.
Whoa, yeah.
I feel like I'm still so in shock that I
Yeah.
don't.
I
I
know.
can't even formulate
I
like
am devastated.
Yeah.
good predictions.
Devastated.
Also,
Yeah.
what
So
if what like to go on that theory?
Yeah.
What if Mrs. Mahoney found out about Mr. Mahoney's affair and that like there was like
Yeah,
the
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I feel
the
like she
child.
probably knew. You
Yeah.
know?
Maybe if she did, I
What
mean,
if-
all the more reason to.
What if
you
the
know.
Mahoney clan hired Frank to kill Wes and then put him in Annalise's house.
Now that's because we have
Because they've hired
whoever
Frank
did it-
before.
Whoever did it, we know that Wes was dead before the fire.
Yeah.
So someone could have 1,000% put him in Annalise's house. You know, just like I'm sure whoever killed him. Let's say it was Mrs. Mahoney, just going off that theory, she surely or had people been watching him for a while.
Right.
She didn't just know, oh, this is where he hangs out, or she didn't just randomly put him into this house.
Yeah.
So whoever did it had obviously motive. And so they were meaning to kill him.
Right.
It was on purpose.
Yeah. I
So-
feel like whoever did it, like intentionally put him in Annalise's house to hurt Annalise too, just because
Right.
it's like not only is it the person she probably cares most about, so it's like whoever did it probably knew that,
Yeah.
but also it just like takes her down
But why?
for it.
Interesting. Well, I mean,
Why?
that's
Because
a
she's
lot
not
of.
being charged for Rebecca's death; she's being charged for arson and first-degree murder.
Of
Right,
Wes.
Of Wes.
Yeah,
And
Right,
think
but the
about
investigation is about Rebecca's death.
no.
but she's in jail right now on charges for arson and first-degree murder.
Right. But the.
But
they're
the
yeah,
earlier in the day
yeah.
thing was about Rebecca.
Right.
And they were
But
investigating.
she's not in jail right now for that.
Yeah.
True.
They were
Yet,
investigating
yet.
her,
Yet.
but
They're
also
building
Wes
a
for
case.
that.
Yeah,
They're
yeah,
building
yeah.
a case. Takes
Yeah.
time.
So is there any way that Wes isn't dead? Because
No.
a lot of people in chat are like, Wes is still alive.
Yeah, maybe he's really
Wes is faking, yeah.
Wes
I
is
don't know
faking.
if he's faking it, guys. He was
He's-
like
I mean,
on
he
that
was
table.
in the
He was-
coroner's
It's some
office.
serious method acting to like
Yeah.
burn half of her body.
I
But
think
hey,
he
props,
might be
if
dead.
he can pull
guys.
that off.
Yeah, well,
Awesome.
that
I
brings
support
us
that.
to Laurel,
I don't
though.
want Wes to be dead.
Yeah.
It bums me out like
Really
hardcore
does.
that we're not gonna have. I mean, hopefully there's just heavy flashbacks.
Right, because he was like the
in the
star
next-
of the Keating Five, right?
He was. I mean, he was the main.
favorite, the main
until
one.
now, I feel like he's been the most featured of the
The
Keating Five.
autopsy says he's dead.
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
that
Well, yeah, Connor is dead inside. I think.
Yeah. I want to
Sorry.
know if Laurel saw Wes dead before the house blew up when
I
she
think
walked.
so.
I kind of think she did.
Because
That's-
we didn't really hear anything from inside the house. All of a sudden, she walked in and was like,
And
Annalise,
boom.
Annalise, and then was dead.
Yeah.
There wasn't like a, oh my God, Wes.
Right.
You know
well,
what I mean?
we were like across the street looking at the house blow up, so they
But
probably
we
didn't.
could hear her calling for
time.
Annalise.
Okay,
like we
sure,
could hear
sure.
her.
Or maybe she was just in shock when she saw his body. Because
Yeah.
the reason she wrote his name out, I would feel like, is because she saw the body in the house.
Or because
Right.
she was texting him
Yeah.
right as she was walking in saying, come, she really needs us. So either
Right.
she was, I mean, it doesn't necessarily really, it would be good to know, but either way, it was either she saw him or she was just worried that he was, had gone to the house as well.
Yeah. Or possibly could be still in there. I mean, she doesn't
Yeah.
know that everyone that she wasn't hammered back at the dorm
Yeah.
wasn't already in there. Like if
Yeah.
because it seemed like right after she slammed in the door, like things blew up. So
Yeah.
he could have been upstairs.
I just
like
feel
she could have been thinking that type of
So
stuff.
bad for Annalise because this whole series has been about her trying to protect this
Wes, yeah.
dude, protect West, and now he's gone.
Well, at least now we
Ah,
know
it's
that
crazy.
reaction was not fake.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not only is he gone, but she's being pinned for
His murder.
Yeah.
unless she did have something.
But yeah, I mean,
behind
it-
I don't think she did. Like she loves that kid.
I think
Yeah.
she said to wipe the phone because she knew, obviously, this is about to be pinned on me if someone gets this voicemail of me saying, hey, please come to my house. I really need you. And then, oh, wow, he's miraculously found in her house dead.
Right.
So that's why she said she's smart.
Probably
even
a bunch of
through the
other shit
grief,
on that phone,
you
too.
know-
Yeah,
she
yeah,
should
yeah,
probably
for
just
sure.
have
So
wipes
I was
just
about to say,
in
I'm
case.
pretty sure she's got some other dirt.
Well, because
on
they
her
would
phone.
take it into custody, I
Right.
assume, if she had it on her.
Yeah.
But,
But won't the voicemail still be on his phone when they find it?
well, it probably got blown up.
Oh, true.
I assume.
Maybe.
Anyway.
Well, they can like recover a lot of stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, but again, yeah, I think her phone is riddled with just
And they would find it if she just
Incriminating
tossed it. It would
evidence.
eventually be
guilty,
found.
everything.
Yeah.
What about Meg
crazy.
and Laurel on the hospital
Yeah,
bed? I was like, dude, you need to like get up off her. She can't
Right.
breathe.
She's pregnant, probably with Wes's baby.
Just,
Yeah.
just Maggie, get,
Well, I get
give
that,
me some room.
but-
I just got blown up.
Awkward.
Yeah.
Yes,
Burns on my arms.
So who do we think killed? So you think Frank killed Wes, or
I think, yeah, I do think.
you think it was Frank? I think it was
Yeah.
Frank too.
Yeah.
I think so too.
But what's Frank's motive for killing Wes?
It
Well, I
also
mean, okay.
is that too obvious?
If
I don't think so. I really don't.
What-
Why
Never
did they
the
show
obvious
us?
choice.
I don't
Why did
know.
they
I
show
don't
us
know
the
if it is.
Mahoney papers they always show stuff on purpose. When she was putting the papers into the fire,
Right.
Charles Mahoney, okay, she had a ton of other stuff they could have shown. Or something about, they did show stuff about Sam, obviously, or the trophy. And then the Rebecca thing. They show us everything for a reason. Would we have necessarily thought of, well, I did, because she kind of just popped in my mind, but would everyone have thought of Mahoney if they didn't see that name in tonight's episode? No. And it's like they need to keep it relevant for a specific reasons. And so that's why.
Well, no, I mean, I think Frank always tries to find like a way out of things, like the quickest, sort of easiest solution. And because Bonnie was coming at him with this problem that, everybody is facing, like we have this major issue, it's an easiest way for him to solve it without implicating himself. Wes was with Rebecca. Wes also, was in that investigation thing with Annalise Keating's case.
Yeah.
So he kind of takes care of all of those by making it or pinning it on Wes and then killing him.
Right.
And maybe he thought...
Plus the Laurel triangle.
Yeah. Maybe he thought, though, that... Because everyone keeps saying, or Bonnie keeps saying, this is what she needs, this is what she needs.
Right.
And so maybe he killed him because he thought Wes going away, being the catalyst for a lot of these things in her life, would do it. But then again, he knows how much... She really loves Wes, and I don't think he would do anything to
hurt her more.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean,
some people are saying Connor killed Wes.
Really?
I don't think he'd kill him over that fight.
And he was with the boy. I mean, we don't know that he was
The
with him the whole
timeline's still,
time,
like,
obviously,
yeah.
but it makes it seem like he was with the guy whenever Wes died. I mean, that would be...
Yeah. I don't know. I just feel like Frank is very good at framing people. It's
Yeah.
kind of his thing. Besides killing people, killing
Framing,
people and
killing.
framing others. So I mean, because he took Rebecca's body away, he could have easily, gone back there and planted something implicating Wes.
Yeah.
He could there's so many things that he could have done to again bring it all on Wes, who he just killed because of like a Laurel fight or something.
Yeah.
And he was also at the scene of the crime. Like the whole
In the aftermath.
in the
of it.
aftermath. Obviously,
true.
it's kind of a big to do in the town, but
Yeah.
he was there.
Well, at least we know who Bonnie was talking to the whole time
God,
now.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because I kept only thinking in my mind that she was when she says, I don't know, I kept thinking the only question someone would have asked is, who's the father?
Right.
But no, it was just, is she going to be okay?
Yeah. But that phone conversation, like Frank, he seemed like he knew exactly what was going on, and like especially that it was Laurel, or like knew that it was going to be Laurel. You know what I mean? Like he didn't seem surprised, like, oh, it's Laurel? Oh my God, like
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
So
He
it seemed
definitely
like
didn't.
he was like, this
Yeah.
was orchestrated. I did
Ooh,
this.
good call. I feel like given how he feels about Laurel, if he found out over the phone that she was there, like,
Yeah,
would,
he could
freak
have
out
done
about
it. He could have just still been mad about Laurel and Wes being together and wanted to kill both of them.
Yeah.
But Frank's smarter than that. If he
Crime
did
of
something to act like he's not shocked. If he doesn't want people to know. He's smarter than that, I think.
Well, yeah, I mean, he keeps his emotions buried down deep,
Yeah.
for sure. I mean, until, like, recently, we haven't really seen him emote at all. He's had some crying episodes recently.
People were just talking about that kiss between Bonnie and Annalise.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, I almost
Like,
forgot
I
about that.
hated that.
What was the point?
I think she was just drunk.
Yeah.
I feel like Annalise
needy.
was also jealous that Bonnie and Frank hooked up. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like it was that bit of, like, protective, like, she wants everyone to want her or, like, need
Yeah.
her.
Yeah.
And the fact that they were, like, getting what they needed from each other
Right.
without her.
Right.
And watching her watch them in that first scene where Bonnie sits down with Frank and is like begging him. She's like, I love you, or I know you love me, but you
Yeah.
just can't say it, and da 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 da. It's like this, realization came over her to where she was like, oh wow, these people's lives are, or don't only just revolve
Yeah.
around
Right.
me, and there is stuff about them that I don't really know, and they actually have these feelings.
She
And
They
wants
want,
like
they
sole
want,
custody
she
of their
want,
love.
yeah. She wants them to just love her
Mm-hmm.
and not each other.
I think when Bonnie kissed her, though, I thought it was more Bonnie kissing her. But it's,
Bonnie didn't hate it.
right. Well, Bonnie was the one that
hate it.
leaned in, and I think that it's one of those like weird things of Bonnie has this obsession with Annalise.
Yeah.
So and she knows like Annalise is sitting there, you know, drunk as a skunk and giving her the eyes, and she's like, well, why not? It was just weird. Like it
Yeah.
didn't need to
No,
be in there. I didn't think.
Price
Yeah.
Right on the chat says, let's be
Did all the
honest,
kissing.
Annalise is a thought. Damn.
True story.
She does get
True story.
around.
You know,
Yeah.
well, it's that alcohol.
But no,
going.
Yeah.
I feel like the dynamic is more that like Annalise is sort of like a queen, and like everybody else, she like needs not necessarily servants, but like people around her that like worship her in a way. And you know, obviously Bonnie feels that way. Frank felt that way. Like everybody around them, kind of. It's like, you know, you kiss the ring.
Yeah.
And so she was obviously in a very down place, knowing that her time could be up, like she could be turned in. She was hammered drunk. She had a big
Yeah.
backslide with
Does
the
anyone
booze.
Wait, but I think Bonnie kissed her. I didn't think Annalise kissed her.
Well, no, I
Well,
just, I don't know.
they
Bonnie
kiss each other.
definitely
I think
leaned
Bonnie-
in.
I think
And she was
Bonnie-
sober,
yeah,
so.
sober,
Yeah.
true,
Exactly.
Yeah.
She was sober,
I
which
think,
says a lot.
I think she leaned in for like a quick kiss, and Annalise like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean-
Jackie asked us if we think that Wes could have set it up himself.
Yeah.
Like,
But why would he
the
kill
scene.
himself?
Sacrifice, self-sacrifice, because they're bringing up Rebecca's murder, so maybe he takes it upon himself to take the fall for that, maybe, and
Yeah.
like
It's
just
definitely
kills
possible.
himself and to try to save the group from going
Whoa.
through that.
Is it bad that my
you
first
think he-
instinct was that he killed himself anyway?
Really?
Wes?
That's not bad.
Yeah, when I
Really?
watched that, and then I was like, oh, someone probably killed him. But my first instinct was that
He did it to himself.
killed himself.
I wouldn't be shocked by that.
Because
Actually.
everyone blames, well, everyone all season
I
long,
mean,
and
he
every other season
started
has
all
blamed
this,
everything on him.
basically.
He started all
Sort
this,
of.
so like killing himself would sort of be like making amends or whatever.
It just makes it better for everyone. 'cause
Yeah.
But
now
how
he
does
sees,
this make it better for everyone?
well, so now he
In his
sees
mind, he might have
that, okay, crap, they're starting to find out like the little inner workings, and because now they found this body of Rebecca's, probably because Frank did leave a tip because he was afraid he was going to have to take the fall. But okay, now they're starting to find this out. Digging more into Rebecca's death, then goes into Sam's death and why was she murdered? And it's like maybe he
Yeah,
saw a
it's
trickle down
everything.
effect, so he's just like, crap, let me just do something
Well, yeah,
and
I
make
mean,
it all better.
It wasn't the best day ever for him. I don't think he went down like a road mentally enough to do that, to go that far to like
Yeah.
protect everybody.
Can you also imagine him walking into the house and the first thing he sees is the statue or whatever that he
Ooh,
killed
yeah,
Sam
good
with?
call.
Like, you know what I mean?
Whoa.
That could be some
I
sort
didn't
of
even
trigger.
think about that. That could
I
have
mean,
been a
they kept
huge
shooting
one.
it like right in the middle of the floor, and they
Yeah.
left it right there. And that scene where Annalise is like laying next to it, that was really powerful
Yeah.
when she was burning everything, and it was just
Oh,
like
and
right
the words
there.
coming in. the
Yeah.
back. But it doesn't
That's
make,
terrible.
if Wes killed himself, the blowing up the house doesn't make sense because he obviously could not have blown, I don't think Wes made a bomb and he couldn't have blown up the house
Right, yeah.
alive.
Who blew up the house? Like, there's so many questions. Oh, Shonda / Peter.
Totally.
You
I
know what I'm saying?
I wonder if Wes was dead when Nate got there, and maybe Nate saw the body, and he
And
could have
started
done
the fire
something.
to try and.
I mean, I don't know, because it's hard, because Wes left the station and it was daytime,
Right.
Right.
so we don't know what he did
In between.
in between, like if he went directly to Annalise's, or if he went.
That's a good
somewhere else.
thing. That means I bet
Right.
we'll still see him a lot.
Yeah, we're gonna have to see flashbacks
We
of like
better.
all
Yeah.
the time.
Yeah.
Well, it's just like
leading
we
up.
saw Sam after
Yeah.
his
So,
death
I mean, we
for
saw
forever,
him. We
so.
saw him
That's
this
true.
season.
Yeah.
These episodes.
So I'm sure we'll see him a lot still, but it's going to be even like harder. Being
Yeah,
like, you're
right?
dead right now. and
God, yeah.
I'm just so sad.
I can't believe that.
I know.
That's so sad.
Well, we're all just like.
There are just so many thoughts
Yeah.
going through my head that I just don't even know. what to
Someone
do.
knows something. TV fangasm.
Yeah.
Right, you heard it first. True story. Someone does know something.
I think
I
that
Yeah, we didn't see when Nate left the house.
I think we.
So that's still up in
when
the
they
air.
rewound the clock. It was like 4:30 p.m. when we cut to Wes in the investigation room. So between then and whenever the house blows up.
And Nate was hanging around, but he was also doing that to help, as far as we know,
Right.
Wes. And it didn't look like he saw Wes leave, but then again, I mean,
Totally.
Nate sees everything.
Yeah, speaking of Nate, do you think when he was in the house, he saw Wes or that he didn't? Because he obviously is
Right.
investigating the thing.
Yeah.
He knows now that that Wes was killed pre-fire.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like he wouldn't even need to ask that question if he saw him. So he must have
Right.
not. Wes.
Or
yeah,
he
Wes
could have
probably-
just been curious to see if they had found like
the actual,
cause of
cause.
death.
True story. All right, I'll give you that.
Maybe the DA's not going to kill. She would have no reason to kill him. She would have reason to kill Annalise. I don't know. So take that thought out of my mind. That was just going to come out. But I don't know. It would make sense.
Oh, it's
for
5
Wes-
a.m. in Germany and they're watching. Thank
Nice.
you.
Yes. Ryan
Thank you for
Hardenson.
watching.
Guten Morgen.
Yes.
There you go.
Nice.
It does seem like Nate could have seen, because he didn't know that Annalise was asking everyone to come to the house. We know that for sure. So if he
Yes.
saw Wes dead in the house, whether someone killed Wes or whether Wes killed himself, he very easily could have been like, well, oh crap, this is going to be, because even through all of the junk she's put him through, he's still kind of protected Annalise. Now, he definitely seems over it at this
Right.
point, but I can imagine him, setting a fire,
Really?
setting a
You
bomb,
think so?
just so that it would like wipe everything
Fair enough.
away.
I mean, I guess.
I mean, that's
he
not my like
could,
top
yeah.
theory, but I think I can imagine him doing
It's
that.
possible. Yeah, I don't think he would do that. I think it's my theory is much more on Frank that he did that.
Yeah.
I'm
It's just
not
honestly,
really-
who's the only
Frank,
person that could
classic
like
Frank.
put a bomb in the house? Like Connor probably can't do that. No one else could probably do it besides Frank or maybe one of the Mahoneys.
Yeah, it's probably just gonna
So-
be like a coincidental gas leak.
Right.
I know.
I'm wondering
No,
like if
there's
the
no
explosion
coincidences.
could have been something like unanticipated, like with the combination of like the gas fireplace
and
and,
the
the
vodka.
alcohol and the something.
No,
I don't know
I
how
think it was
science works.
very
but,
intentional.
Well, it's okay.
But it
Science
was like
works.
kind of set up. Like when she was setting the fire earlier, I was like,
Right.
oh, this is how it starts.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and she didn't put it out before she left or whatever.
Or
but
left
then
like the
when Nate,
files like too close. to
right? But
the
then when
fireplace.
Nate walks in, it's out.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's like a explosion.
It's an
Like,
explosion.
Yeah, it's like a
we knew it
legit-
burned down. We didn't see like that it was like
A legit-
I don't
Right.
think it was like a
thing
gas
happening.
leak though. It's not some random coincidence.
Well,
I
if
think
there's
it
a
was
gas
very
leak, it's
Well,
intentional.
no,
Something's
I
gotta
mean,
be
like,
lit.
because
Yeah.
we were saying, like, she lit the fireplace. She could have left it on.
But
and
then
it could have been,
something
like,
else
an
has to
accident.
light it.
Oh, I thought it
Or
was
in
a-
order for it to explode, like in a fire like that.
Was it a gas fireplace or a real fireplace?
I don't know.
We're thinking too
no
much
idea.
into that. I
know
think
we're getting
We're gonna have to just wait until January 19th to
Yeah.
find out what kind of fireplace it was.
I kind of think that we can rule out the Keating Five completely, because even if Connor wanted to kill Wes, he wouldn't kill Laurel. And I think, and he knew, he was one of the people that Annalise said come to the house.
Right.
So he knew that that's where they were supposed to be, that people would be going.
No, he didn't
there,
have his
so.
phone on him.
Oh yeah,
It was at Michaela's house, so he didn't know.
true.
Hey, how did you get to the hospital then? That's interesting.
The news probably.
Cab. I don't
His
know.
How do you call an Uber without your
Oh, but he
phone?
was at that guy's house, so maybe
He has a
the
car.
TV was on in the background or something.
Remember they carried Sam's body in it, so he
Yeah.
had his
Ooh,
own
yeah, no,
car.
that's a good point. Maybe he did see the news. I mean, it's
Yeah, it was everywhere
very
by that
topical.
point. So
yeah,
who knows?
that's crazy. I can't believe.
I'm trying to
I
think of like the
know,
other
Wes.
stuff that happened in the episode. but I
Michaela's
can't think of
mom.
it. Oh yeah,
Michaela's
Michaela's
mom,
Stuff with her mom and Asher calling her and thinking she was just sending flowers, but she was really just gonna show up.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
because she got
again,
the cancer.
She
got
has
the
the
I have the
cancer.
cancer.
The cancer.
Yeah, Asher, very naive to give the.
Well, he was
And he
just
sent
trying
her
to
a
help,
selfie? Is
but
that what she
just-
said?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, he did.
I didn't know you like white boys. I thought that was hilarious.
All girls have daddy issues, right? So her dad's probably white.
guess.
So
Well, yeah, I mean,
Oh, yeah.
she was a foster child.
Yeah.
So I wonder how long she lived with that family, or how old she was when she said like they found her.
Yeah, in a swamp house. That's what the mom said.
Well, it was somewhere in Louisiana.
Yeah.
She's told us that before. But
Yeah.
I wonder.
But she adopted to get the welfare checks,
Right.
Right.
and then
She-
I
yeah,
guess
and she
it
had a
sounds
lot
like
of
she
kids.
had a lot of kids.
Yeah. I just wonder like why they're ultimately introducing her, unless they just want to like make Michaela's story more like meaty, because we haven't experienced too much from her. I mean, we did like back with her ex-boyfriend and stuff.
Yeah.
But I mean, she's probably gonna be staying for a while,
Yeah.
a few weeks.
Well, it's a source of contention for her and Asher, and we get to learn more about
Her backstory.
her
Where
backstory.
she comes from.
Well, because now that we don't have Wes, who's gonna be our main
Yeah.
biatch?
Keating 4?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Simon Drake is not getting in there.
You know they're gonna try. That's
what.
what exactly what they're gonna try and do. That's why they've been showing him to us all season long.
Who?
Simon,
Simon.
so that we won't miss a fifth.
Speaking of Simon,
I know.
my favorite quote, I think, was when they were at, after the exam, they all passed, they're partying and drinking champagne. Asher goes for like high fives, and he's like, "Not you."
That was so good.
I'm amazed we can still laugh right now.
Yeah,
y'all.
I know, right?
God, yeah, it hurts so bad.
It does.
I know. It's really hard.
Okay,
right
so
now.
we see when Connor's hooking up with
Thomas.
Thomas.
Is that a quiz?
Yes, I definitely remembered his name. I was just making sure y'all did.
Sure.
We know.
I know that everyone will probably kill me for saying this, but I almost kind of like that he was just like, this was just sex. Because I was so afraid. I say
they'd
I
get
like it
into a
because,
whole thing, yeah.
And I was like, I don't want this to become this like huge relationship thing. But like if it's just one time, that's like an
Right.
eventual forgivable offense.
Yeah.
Like,
True.
oh, I felt so hurt. Not to
It was
there's no
clearly a
excuse.
revenge hookup
Yeah.
situation.
But I'm glad. I thought they were gonna like try and turn it into more, so I'm glad
Yeah.
they didn't. I really liked Oliver tonight, though.
Yeah.
A lot of times he can annoy me.
For
a little
one.
bit,
He's a little
but I
whiny
liked him.
sometimes.
Well, yeah, he took care of business. He basically found out everything. I mean, he was piecing it together, got the call. I feel like he's the next in the Keating
Yeah.
5.
Yeah, that's true.
He actually, because
yeah.
now he's like in the circle of
Yeah.
doing all the
Yeah.
illegal stuff.
Exactly. He wipes phones. He's about to hack in the DA's office, and he knows about the murders. So I'm pretty sure he's all in.
I'm just
Yeah.
like thinking about the future that Wes could have had, and now his life is over. I'm sorry.
no.
I'm just like
It's
really
really
sad
sad.
about it.
He
It's
was
really, really
like-
sad.
he was going to
trying
be such
so
a
hard.
story of inspiration.
I
for
blame
weightless
Rebecca for all of
everywhere.
this.
Yeah. Me too.
Good old Rebecca.
I can't.
Rebecca. So it's the Keating 4 now. No.
Yeah,
It was-
Scott. Well, I think
we got-
we've
Well, I think
nominated
Oliver,
Oliver.
yeah.
Yeah.
We've inducted
Yeah.
Oliver into the
It was going so
75.
fast I couldn't see who said it, but someone mentioned that the Mahoney family had tried to kill Annalise before, obviously, because
Right.
they hired Frank to do that.
Right.
So they could have been
Trying to kill Annalise
trying
again.
to kill her again.
You got to think about it. There's so.
and it wasn't her in the house.
Well, what if
It
what
was
if
like
they?
accident.
But think about it. There are so many connections that, like, they're not going to just give up on this kid who said, "Oh yeah, I saw him across the street," when they know that it wasn't actually, Charles Jr. or whatever his name is. So they're not just going to give it up and be
Yeah.
like, "Well, he said he saw him." So I'm
Right.
sure
Exactly.
they've been
I'm pretty sure,
following
yeah.
him and
You're
then
right.
discovered
No, that's a very good
his
point.
connection
To
to
Annalise.
Yeah,
Annalise.
given that
Right.
he actually wasn't there, I'm sure he's been telling his mom, like, "Hey, we need
Exactly.
to, like, that guy's lying."
Yeah.
Like, that'd be the first
We
thing.
gotta
Mom,
investigate this.
I'm
Yeah.
innocent, I swear.
And then
Yeah.
if the mom found out that, oh my God, this is actually the son of whatever,
Right.
we need to get rid of
Ooh,
him.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It's,
Man,
y'all
that's
missed
crazy.
I mean, I like your.
Ooh,
I don't-
interesting.
Which one of y'all said that? I like your theory about was the Mahoney's trying to blow up Annalise, and it was just an accident that Wes was in there. Did
Yeah.
you say that? Or did you say
Yeah, I said that,
You
but I
yeah.
don't know if I believe that. It's impossible.
Just talking right now.
I
Just
was
thinking
saying
out
the
loud.
same thing
Yeah.
too. With him being dead before doesn't make sense.
But
if
it makes
that's
sense that
Oh,
they'd want to
true,
kill
right.
him
Totally.
too.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It makes sense that they could be doing.
Maybe they
both.
wanted to kill both. Like
Yeah.
they killed Wes, and then we're hoping it was Annalise walking in.
The
Right.
illegitimate,
But it was Laurel.
son and Annalise at the same
What
time.
if? Ooh, this might be like overthinking it, but given
Hit
that
us.
they've used Frank as like a pawn in the Mahoney schemes before,
Yeah.
maybe they went back down that road. I mean,
Right.
we know that.
I don't think
Frank
Frank would
would
do
do
that.
I don't know.
Give me
kind
that.
of. They're-
I mean, given all of everything that's happened, if he knew about it, maybe he like wasn't gonna act on it. But now, after Bonnie like had talked to him and gave him the lowdown of the situation, he sort of legitimized.
That is when he snapped last time. Is
Right.
when he heard or Annalise told him like, "I don't need you" or whatever she
Right.
said to him. I don't know. So long
Right.
ago. And then now he has Bonnie being like, just take
Totally.
the fall. So he's going to be like, okay, I'm not being
Yeah, he's
screwed
like,
over and going
whatever.
to jail for the rest of my
Totally.
life for all of you.
Maybe.
I mean, it's definitely possible.
Right.
That's
And
possible.
the one girl who paid him, like we know that she's in town. I don't think was imprisoned or anything for what she did, like lying on the stand or whatever.
No, I don't think so.
So, like, I mean, she obviously remembers, like, hey, there's this one guy.
Yeah. For some reason, I keep going back to Wes potentially killing himself because that last scene of him walking out of the courthouse, you know how it, like, just, like, goes to white?
Yeah.
That seemed very, like...
Poetic.
Yeah, and not in a way that it's kind of like he walked out of there knowing he was about to kill himself or something, or knowing something was about to go
I
down.
can see that. It's very
Well, 'cause
Shakespearean.
her text said, or her message or whatever it is, said, I really need you right now. Da 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 da.
Rebecca's brother.
And because
And
would
he
be
knows
like-
that they're
Whoa,
trying
hold
to
up.
take him down.
Someone just said it could be Rebecca's brother.
Isn't he in jail?
Yeah.
I thought he's in
Let's not
jail.
introduce him. Oh yeah, he's
Is
in
he?
jail or he was in
For
jail
like
for
all
I mean,
that,
you can
all
make
that
calls.
cocaine
You
or
can
something he had in his
calls.
trunk.
Well, yeah, they've set him up with that.
I think it
Not that
could-
he wasn't doing his own cocaine or his own drugs, but they did set him up
Yeah.
for the reason that
Right.
he went to jail.
I sort of like the suicide thing though, because it's like really very full circle with like his mother killing herself and then
Fair
him
enough.
killing himself, all because like the Mahonies and Annalise and this whole.
I
don't
think
know,
we're
I-
all for the
Darkness.
like
Totally.
Rebecca
I just
train.
like
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
I hate Rebecca.
growing the universe
She's always
of
fucking
the team. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously they get very inner circle with like the relationships and everything. I like to bring in new theories of new characters that we can have in future seasons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
I
starting to
don't
turn
think
into,
he
like-
killed himself just because, like, this whole show is about people murdering people.
Right.
So I'm
Yeah,
sure
it's gotta
someone
be
killed
murder.
him or it was set up or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing is obviously seeing the murder weapon could be a trigger. But other than that, I feel like he was in a pretty solid place. Like, he was in a decent relationship.
Well, he was fighting with Laurel.
Possibly a expecting father. I don't think,
Yeah.
like, he obviously didn't know about it.
Well, Laurel didn't know she was drinking,
Yeah.
right?
Oh,
yeah.
Unless she was just
Well,
doing
she was
that.
only-
anyway.
You know, she's just irresponsible.
I feel like
Only
she's definitely-
6-ish weeks.
she's
so
probably
she-
gonna
No,
lose
I'm
that
sure. Yeah, I'm
baby.
sure she doesn't know. I don't think she.
I don't think it's gonna come
yeah.
to term.
But I think that, dang, that was dark.
Sorry, yeah, I mean, I don't think it's.
So do we
No,
think
I'm
Wes is the father or
I
Frank?
think Wes is the father.
Okay.
I think
Yeah.
Frank's the father.
Oh,
I think that they
Really?
hooked up last week or whatever, 2 weeks ago, where he came to the house
But
and
she
stayed
couldn't
over and
be-
stayed the night. I think they hooked up.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think so too. I mean, he easily could be.
Yeah.
I think story wise, given Wes is dead, it makes more sense for his baby to be in Laurel.
Like a part of him lives on.
Right,
Maybe.
exactly.
I guess.
A little mini Wes.
I
Yeah.
wonder if Nate, when he was in there, whenever he was in there, because you know Annalise didn't burn all those case files. What if
Right.
he like took
some.
them?
And the computer's just lying on the ground,
Yeah.
smashed. Like,
I mean, and
Smash
not
with-
all of
with
it
a
was
murder
burned
weapon.
and whatever. Like, there's plenty of stuff just laying out that the DA's office could get their hands on
Right.
for anything.
But I think he
against
sort of
Annalise.
like washed his hands of that situation. Like I
Yeah.
don't think he wants to be involved at all with Annalise's mess. Like, I mean, he said that, so I don't
Well,
think.
then why did he walk in the house? Why was he there?
well, I think
Because a part of him
he.
still wants
Stay
to protect
away.
her, right?
Yeah.
I don't know what. I protect in a way. I think he came there to just admit that like confirm it was happening, but I don't think he'd go as far as. Well, the only way to clear this up is to burn the
Burn
mother
the whole
down.
house
Yeah.
down.
But the DA told him that they weren't investigating Annalise.
Right, but I mean, I think he's smart enough to see through.
He was like, okay, we're breaking
Yeah.
up. You're lying to me already.
Yeah.
because he was watching, like, you know, he was watched like through the interrogation window. Like, he
Yeah.
was listening. Little eavesdrop.
Karina Larston on Twitter says, "This is why you shouldn't get attached to fictional characters. The ones you love the most die, and
I
then you're
know.
scarred for
They
life."
do.
That is so
You're
true.
so right about that.
I still have like pain over characters, and I will
I
experience
know
pain
it's
over
like
this for a
real
long
life
Yeah.
trauma.
My heart was
It
literally
is.
like hurting.
I hate that what I gave, first of all, that I gave Wes and Laurel such a hard time this
Yeah,
entire first
y'all a bunch of
season. I will go ahead and say that. But I do hate that their last conversation, if he is dead, which he obviously
Right,
looks
was
like
a
he
fight.
is, that was the fight where the vending
That's
machine
really
was there.
sad.
You know what I mean?
That's
That is pretty
sad.
sad.
That's troubling.
Regardless of whether or not they had chemistry, that is determined. That should never be your last
Not
They
a
had
good
chemistry
idea.
when they were with each other. That's all that matters.
Agree to disagree. But yeah, I mean, now I guess you got your wish. They're never
Oh my god, I didn't want it to end like that.
It's all your fault.
I wanted them to just
Blame
I
Sterling.
wanted them to end
Blame
not
Sterling.
with the death, but with maybe I could find chemistry with someone
Like
else.
we'll be
Yeah.
friends.
yeah.
All I know is whoever killed Wes is gonna have to deal with the full wrath of Annalise.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
gonna like go down.
No, that's
'cause
true. I mean,
she loved that kid.
We saw her reaction.
Unless she killed him, but I
No,
don't think she
totally.
did.
No, she would never.
She would never.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I
What
think.
if Nate? Sorry, go ahead.
Well, no, I mean,
Just got. I was like,
Wait, hold on, stop. Let me say something.
in the first
No, go.
episode of the season, we saw like how intensely she reacted, and like obviously like meant how much they mean to her.
Right.
You know, I think that there isn't anyone that meant more to her to kind of protect. I mean, given everything that they've been through, that she sort of set him up with, like
Yeah.
in terms of his whole life, knowing his mom and how that went down. I think she's gonna come back with like a vengeance of 1,000 suns.
Yeah, I do too.
why do we think that Annalise was getting everyone to the house?
She said she was. She called Wes. She
No, but
called,
why?
Because she knew that they
Oh,
were
why?
investigating her, the DA's office, and I think she just wanted to bring everybody into the loop and let them know what's going on. I think
Because that's
just to,
why
like,
she
get
called
everyone
Oliver,
caught
or went
up.
to Oliver to say
Yeah.
they're investigating. We gotta
Like,
figure
hack
this out.
into
Right.
this, like we gotta figure
You
it
gotta
out.
hack that stuff, bro.
Yeah.
You gotta hack
I want
us
to know
out
what
of
he
it.
found.
We'll find
Right.
out.
Well, yeah, no,
I
mean,
feel like that could be like a huge answer for this.
Well, we know. As far as we know so far, they're only investigating, like we said, for the Rebecca thing. So he could have just found out whatever information they had on that. But from what the two detectives were saying to Wes, it didn't seem like they had much, because they told him, like, we're investigating you, but then this tie to Annalise, so we're
Right.
gonna offer you this immunity, yada yada yada. So I
Yeah,
don't know.
someone I feel like had to tie those two dots together. The Rebecca and Annalise, that like she could be involved, or they could use
I think
that
they were
to
just
indicate
reaching.
her.
Because what does Annalise have to do with Rebecca?
Right, well, that's what I
she
mean. Like the
defended her,
person
right?
that
Oh, true.
is the anonymous tip, I think, like connected
Yeah,
those
she
dots.
did.
Or also she could be connected because she was not only did she defend her, but she was also the prime suspect for forever in her husband's murder, or Lila's murder. There are all kinds
Yeah.
of connections
Right.
to where,
I mean,
of
still,
course,
yeah, that's a
someone would have.
very,
You
like,
did a
pregnant
simple
by
Google
Sam,
search.
yeah.
True.
You
And I mean, we
find it
know
out.
Atwood has been snooping around, like to the
Yeah.
tune of her barbershop,
Yeah.
like, hairdresser.
We
whatever.
got-
Hey,
yeah.
Mary J.
Mary J. back tonight.
Yeah.
What
That's what
if?
we
One shining bright moment.
What
Yeah.
if, for some reason, I don't know what that reason would be, Nate is lying to Annalise about Wes being dead before the fire? But does that make sense?
Ooh.
Maybe.
Could,
Because
yeah, maybe he wants to get.
The
Information.
medical examiner, yeah, because the medical examiner was like, when he was asked what he died from, she was like, well, officially, or what it looks like. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She never said. So in my head, I was like, oh, well, clearly it's from the burns or whatever.
Yeah.
And then the next thing we know, he's telling Annalise that he was dead before. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? We never see the medical
You
examiner
know
say
Right.
that.
how? I mean,
I have no
If-
idea why he would
okay.
do that.
Well, no, yeah. I mean, it being undefined, I feel like makes me think that that gives what Nate tells Annalise like some legs.
Right.
this just popped into my head whenever you said that. Thinking of him being on the table, even if we don't know exactly what he did from 4 to whatever time this was, the parts that we see of him, from here up, there. I mean, typically, if you're gonna kill yourself, it's it's in the
Right.
head or something. I don't think he would have shot himself in the chest. We didn't
Right.
see his chest, and I don't think in that time he could have killed himself with pills or anything. We don't know
Yeah.
exactly how that works, obviously. But I mean, the only other thing would have been he could have, I don't want to say it,
What?
but
I don't know. Please do.
I mean, that he could have. The only thing that we didn't he could have slit his wrist, but that doesn't seem like. I don't
Yeah.
know.
He could have. Yeah, I don't.
He could have
I
been
think
hit with
they would have
upside the head
seen-
with Sam's.
Right.
Yeah.
Ooh, full
weapon.
circle there.
Yeah.
His head seems to be intact, though.
True. Yeah, no, I think if it was not burning, or I think the next most likely cause of death is being strangled. So
Yeah.
that makes me think again, Frank,
Yeah.
or the Mahoney, 1-800 hitman.
Yeah.
Hotline.
True.
lot of
But what
answers.
you're saying, why would, or maybe Frank didn't know. I think he could have gone to Annalise too, and said what he said to genuinely get a real reaction out of her, because, I mean, we're all on the same page that she's innocent, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so whenever you ask a person a question that you already maybe know the answer to, but they don't, watching their reaction, maybe he just wanted to find out, like, did she have something to do with this? Is this because of the stuff that I saw in the house? Is there some sort of connection? Maybe that could be why he said that to her. Maybe he doesn't know, or maybe he does. I don't know.
Interesting.
Orlando says to stop with the suicide theories.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
We're here to talk about
we're
all
just
options,
thinking out
Orlando.
loud,
Yeah,
Orlando. We don't know. No one
No,
knows. We're just
I don't want that.
hypothesizing
It's like the
here.
last thing I want.
I want him to be alive.
Yeah.
Like, God.
I don't even want it to be Frank, because I like that Frank is back. I want it to be someone that the gang can go after and kill.
Right.
Yeah.
I know
Yeah.
it sounds bad.
No, it
It's so
doesn't.
But
many
this
things.
Sounds
show,
right. It sounds right.
It just feels,
Yeah.
it feels so right. I don't know.
So do you guys think that Frank is the one who tipped the authorities off about like where Rebecca's body was?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
that too.
He's the only one that knows. Like, they're not just like walking through the woods and
Just like,
was a body in
Do,
mine.
do,
Stick
do.
this
This is just completely coincidental timing.
Exactly.
Well, and they said they were tipped off about it.
Yeah.
I mean, it had to be Frank.
Right.
It either had to be Frank,
Or Rebecca's
Bonnie,
brother, maybe.
or Annalise. But Rebecca's brother wouldn't know where her
Right,
body was.
so-
I don't even think he would know that she's
Or
dead.
maybe it was Bonnie.
Well, if Bonnie could have been told by Frank, obviously,
Mm-hmm.
then maybe she saw that Frank wasn't going to do anything, so therefore she took the liberty
A lot of people
doing
are
it.
saying that Bonnie was the one that killed
Really?
Wes. in the
I'm,
chat.
thank
She-
you for
she
saying
could've.
that, because I was thinking Bonnie for a little while during the episode, because Bonnie has been so like hard this season, and it's just like
Yeah.
this.
When
is-
she killed Rebecca,
wanted,
why not finish
she
it off,
wanted
right?
she wanted Frank
Romeo
to
and Juliet
kill
style.
the lady
Yeah.
because she thought this is what he needs, this is what she needs. I'm sorry. So I was thinking that while we were watching, I'm like, she could have so been like, Wes is
what?
the source of these
Hold
problems.
up, hold up.
What?
JB's
Real
got it.
quick.
gosh.
What if, this is to piggyback on your Bonnie theory, what if she wanted to get both Wes and Laurel out of the picture and she knew that they were going to be inside?
Yeah.
Because Laurel has been Annalise's, like, pawn.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, and-
Coming for that spot.
And,
She's
and the
coming
whole
for Bonnie's
Frank
spot.
thing, she gets rid of Wes and Laurel, one swoop, done.
And Bonnie made such
Frank,
a point to
let's
Frank
get that
about
white picket fence.
and Bonnie made such a point to Frank about wanting everyone to be safe. So like
Right.
getting rid of
Wes,
them
yeah.
could
Of, yeah, the
like
two
eliminate
outliers, right.
everyone else.
Right. In her mind, she probably thought she was doing it for Annalise.
Right.
So,
Bonnie's definitely involved because she's way too calm about
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
what's going
Everything.
down right now.
And she just looks
Right.
guilty of sin. Like, her face just like...
and I mean, she just asked Frank to like throw himself on the grenade. He's like, "What are you doing?" And then
Yeah.
I think he could have easily convinced her that there's another way, and they could have schemed Wes.
yeah, we never saw the end of that
Yeah.
conversation between
Totally.
Frank and Bonnie.
And then
No.
you know Bonnie thinking, okay, like the only other person that would snoop around this whole Wes scenario would be Laurel, so just get rid of her too.
yeah.
As
Yeah.
soon as she walked in, kaboom!
Like, Frank could have
Bomb.
done Wes, but Bonnie could have been like, oh, I'm going to get Laurel, too, just because
Cold-blooded
I know
Bonnie.
this. But I don't think Frank would kill Laurel, but I think maybe, like, Bonnie
Oh,
could have
man.
thrown her in as just a little extra collateral damage.
maybe it
No,
was,
I think
maybe
so.
It was,
I think that's her covering her tracks.
Maybe it was Simon.
Oh, yeah.
He wants
He's
to get
so
in the
desperate.
mure game. He
He's
knows
so
that's
desperate
the
to get in.
only way.
He's like, I
in
gotta
the
take
inner
one of them
circle.
out
Yeah,
if I want to be in the Keating 5. No, I'm just kidding.
I just gotta make some room in this
Right.
K5.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's crazy. I am fully
overwhelmed and
on
I'm
the Bonnie
exhausted.
bus right
We're
now.
all like super depressed right
Oh man,
I'm overwhelmed. I still not
Yeah, I
really
need to go
sure.
like
I need to go process.
like
Yeah.
curl up in a ball. Maybe
Need a
I want to
bottle
go.
of
I want to
vodka.
watch it again
yeah,
and then
and see if there's
get back
any
to you guys.
any clues.
I want to cry.
Well,
Too
I mean,
much.
I know that the actor who plays Wes, Alfred Enoch, is on Jimmy Kimmel, I believe,
Yeah.
tonight.
Yeah.
So maybe
Give
he
some
lets
insight.
something slip there, or give us some closure. Or
Yeah,
something.
I hate that Annalise fell off the wagon. I mean, I know we touched on that, but that was
Yeah.
sad.
That
She
was
did.
sad.
She did.
Stressful
She's got
time.
plenty of time to
Stressful
sober up
times.
in jail.
Right, exactly.
Oh
Yeah.
man, but yeah, I'm totally on that Bonnie bus.
Mm-hmm.
Cold blooded. I feel like that's it. But we'll
Yeah.
have to wait and
We'll
Yeah,
see.
a lot of
We have to
questions. A
wait
lot of
and
questions.
see. January 19th is when it comes back. That is not soon, but
No.
we'll get through it. The holidays will help.
2
We
months.
still have time to hopefully prepare.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just hopefully a lot of love and support with family over the cold winter will get us through this.
I'm gonna need about 2 months
Wow.
to recuperate
It
from
is.
that.
It's rough
Not
times.
Wes.
Rough times, people.
Sweet.
Yeah, well, until we come back,
Yeah.
where can the people find you besides like the support groups?
Definitely the support groups. Y'all
Yeah.
can find me everywhere at April Whisenhant.
And you guys can find me at On with Omari.
You guys can find me at Sterling Cates.
And you guys can find me at Hey John Blake.
See you in January.
Yes.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.